Something that you should know about hell is that the Bible, particularly the English version, uses this one word to refer to multiple aspects of a place that is characterized differently depending on where and how it is used in Scripture. The meaning of the term hell is consistent throughout Scripture, but its characterization differs based on its placement within Scripture. So, what are the differing descriptions for hell and the cases in which the term is used differently in Scripture? Hell is often called the pit or the grave, the lower or the nether parts of the earth, and the deep. These all refer to the underground world, or simply the underworld, which exists beneath the earth and is divided into low, lower, and lowest regions that contain both the bodies and souls of the dead. The word hell is often used in place of these terms, especially when referring to the paths and practices of wicked people, whose end is synonymous with their descent into the ground, where their bodies are deceased and their souls are damned. Now, within the regions of the underworld exists a place of present torments, where the pains of a literal fiery affliction are heaped upon the souls of those who have rejected God. A realm of absolute darkness, which is called the lowest hell, and is also referred to as outer darkness and the bottomless pit, where wicked persons and spirits are bound up. And lastly, perhaps to the surprise of some, there is a place of rest, which Jesus called Abraham's bosom. It is a space reserved for the souls of the believing saints of Israel who have been promised the inheritance of the earth that is above them, which they will receive at the time of their resurrection that will take place at Christ's second coming to the earth. Abraham's bosom is referenced subtly in Old Testament scripture in a few instances when the terms lower parts of the earth and nether parts of the earth are mentioned. In each instance, the imagery of trees is presented, which is commonly used in scripture to refer to the condition of living beings, as evidenced in Psalm 1 verse 3, which refers to the righteous as a tree planted by the rivers of living water. In this case, the trees represent departed saints of Israel who currently dwell in the bosom or in the presence of Abraham within the earth. And along with him, they are awaiting God's retribution against their enemies and the redemption of their bodies upon the earth. Now, the final description of hell is the lake of fire, also referred to as hellfire, as Jesus described it. This is the future eternal state of an expanse of burning sulfur or brimstone, producing unquenchable flames upon everything entering into it. Scripture states that both death and hell are cast into this lake of fire, along with the entire unbelieving world that rejected God in Christ, both angelics and humans alike. This is called the second death, not only because it follows the present torments of the underworld in its present state, but because all who are in present torment are first resurrected to receive new bodies that will stand before God to be judged. And upon judgment, they are cast into this everlasting fire as their second and permanent state of death. Now, what does it mean that death and hell will be cast into the lake of fire? Death is also referred to in Scripture as the land of darkness and the shadow of death. It is a dark corridor or passageway of the afterlife into which those who die transition, and it is characterized by thick darkness and obscurity to a degree that can be felt, which signifies a capturing reflective of imprisonment. Hell, as we looked at, is the entire construct of the underworld. It's every level and region underneath the earth, which for the unbelieving is a temporary prison that precedes eternal damnation. Both death and hell in their entirety are consumed in the lake of fire, along with the one who initially exercised power over them, which was Satan, who will be accompanied by the fallen angelics that operate with him. The lake of fire will be the perpetual state of hell's unceasing torment for all opposers of God's truth and righteousness who rejected faith in his Son, Jesus Christ. But as we've gone over here, there is not one description or purpose for hell. Its broader scope is frequently understated due to a lack of knowledge and understanding in the scriptures, as well as the bombastic presentations of individuals who glorify one particular aspect of it, presenting it as merely the expression and exaction of God's merciless judgment. Hell is most certainly a place of judgment, but it's the reasons and purposes pertaining to its judgment that best provide the understanding of what it really is, why it truly exists, and what it actually fulfills.